Well, good morning, everyone. Once again, welcome to another live this morning, and hope you're having a great start to your day. And as per usual, we'll wait for a few folks to come on and before we get started. Okay, Teresa, you are first up today. Rosalinda, good morning to you. Nativity, good to have you on. Tammy, good morning. And John, how are you? Rosa, how are you? And Nick from our staff. And Radha, how are you? Linda, I love those Lindas. Beth from Pembroke. Caroline, Frances Marie, Denise, how are you? Sherry, nice to have you on with us. Charlotte, good morning. Wendy, good morning to you, Wendy. Derek, how are you? Gerald. And Brahim from Portland, Oregon. Bright and early out there this morning, Brahim. Marlene. Nick, how are you? Madeleine, our dear friend from Temiskaming. Micheline, bonjour. Mary Jane, Connecticut. We go from one end to the other, east to west. Helena, good morning. And Linda, another Linda. Cecile, Jeanette from our staff, good morning. You guys are great. We appreciate you. Denise, Lorraine from British Columbia, 5:30 in the morning. Teresa, Elliott Lake, Kevin, Canfield, Ohio. Jeanette, Dr. Troy, good morning. From Newfoundland, Dr. Troy, good morning. Regina, Terry. And I know I always miss some because they go by. And from Pennsylvania, Linda, good morning. Suzanne and Lise. Okay, Brenda, we appreciate you guys. Okay, let's get going. I want to talk about hidden signs of the thyroid. The reason I bring it up, because there was a study that I read on the thyroid again. And I tell you, I don't think there is an organ that is so misdiagnosed as the thyroid gland. And, you know, I'm aiming especially at women. But I want to talk about a couple of things this morning about the thyroid. One, they were saying, here's the study. It was showing that your thyroid will not work properly. And I think we've known this for lots of years. Without selenium, without iodine, your thyroid won't work properly. But I want to bring to you a lot of other reasons that your thyroid will not work properly. Remember what I've always said, your thyroid never acts independently on its own. It is subject to a lot of things. Your thyroid is a puppet. Now, your thyroid's important because it controls your metabolism. It controls your, it's a gas pedal in your car. What would you do without that? Well, you'd be stuck in neutral. And a lot of people are stuck in neutral. And they can't figure it out because, again, the thyroid blood testing is if you look at, for example, TSH numbers, the TSH is between low and high. There's eternity in the normal ranges. Eternity. It's been so misinterpreted. And that's why I don't mind if you want to send in your blood work. I have a little secret that I use to figure out if your thyroid is not working properly. Now, the best way is to take everything else into into the equation. Because like I said, the thyroid doesn't work independently. All roads can lead to the thyroid if there's something in those pathways that mess up the thyroid. Okay? Now, let me give you what I call unexplained symptoms for a lot of people. When I say unexplained, it's not surprising to me. Remember, I just had the privilege of, did I see 200,000 women in 46, 7 years of practice? Am I exaggerating there? Probably not. Especially when you consider that we did biomarker testing. They could do it at home and we would interpret we would do the results of that. 200,000 I don't think would be exaggerating. It's just all that experience and women that would come in and, doc, yeah, but my doctor said my thyroid is normal. I know, but the thyroid's involved. Doesn't necessarily have to be the primary reason, but I want to go over this, okay? These are unexplained symptoms, okay? Unexplained thyroid testing is within normal limits, okay? So ladies, listen up. And I say more ladies because the thyroid, it has a lot of working parts to it in women compared to men. And I've explained that to you in the past, but I'm always conscious, first of all, that there's always new people on with us in the mornings and then these podcasts, okay? So, there's always going to be repetition. And I don't take it for granted that some people, I never heard that before, okay? Now, if you've been following me for years, you've heard it. But it's good to go over, okay? I've written down, 17 or so unexplained, okay? So it's guilty till proven innocent. What do I mean by that? Well, in our court system in North America, you're innocent till you proven guilty. True or false? That's true. But with the thyroid, you have to look that it's guilty until you prove that it's not the thyroid. Because these are unexplained, possible symptoms of a sluggish thyroid, okay? Now, there's hyperthyroid, but I'm talking about when the thyroid is slowing down, your gas pedal is slowing down. Obviously fatigue, but that would be take it for granted, okay? But let me give you, the second one is weight gain. Women, especially. Women who look at food and gain weight. Doc, I did your reset and I didn't lose the weight I thought I was going to lose. We got to look maybe at your thyroid gland. Your thyroid's not working at its optimized level. The thyroid is your gas pedal. It's your metabolism. And the blood test, I wish they'd almost throw it away. The TSH, which was developed in the 1970s. The only thing I'm going to say about it that's positive is if you know how to interpret it. In my experience, I found a way to interpret those results properly. Somebody asked me the other day, am I going to tell the secret? Not yet. Okay. Joint pain. A possible hidden symptom of thyroid being sluggish. Joint pain. I could tell you the mechanism of that, but I don't want to get into the weeds too much. I just want to read off these symptoms. So we know about fatigue, we know about weight gain, we know about you can't lose weight like others, brain fog, hypoglycemia, low blood sugar. You get dips. You get dips. Anxiety, adrenal fatigue. Again, they're so connected, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Between your adrenal glands, what is the connection between the adrenals, your stress glands, and your thyroid? Insomnia. Ladies, it's almost like everything's got to work just hunky-dory for you. Otherwise, you don't do well. Insomnia. Now, there's other reasons, but dairy intolerance. Like, some women, I just can't eat cheese, and I don't do well with dairy. And I always said, me, don't ditch dairy, switch it. But for some, I can't digest cheese and all that. Yeah, leaky gut, but leaky gut can cause the thyroid to slow down. Unexplained allergies. Unexplained allergies. Itchiness. Just you're itchy, your skin's itchy. Dry skin, yes, of course, with the thyroid, right? Dry skin, brittle nails, loss of eyebrows, hair loss, thinning out. It's just, a lot of it for me in practice was observation. I just used to observe. God gave me 2 eyeballs, and I used to look at people when they come in. I'd look at their skin. I'd look at their hair. I'd look at their eyebrows. I could tell an anemic person a mile away. And anemia sometimes has to do with the thyroid. It's part of the mix. You're not absorbing iron properly because the thyroid is involved. Too much estrogen, constipation, depression, mood swings. Ladies, you know yourself. You know your body better than anybody else knows your body. You're not right. You don't feel good. Even mood swings. Maybe your kids are telling you or whatever. Hey, Ma, what's up? You're miserable. Well, I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. Weird. It's not normal. Your body's main organ for your metabolism is sluggish. I like the word sluggish thyroid because it takes it out of pathology. Because doctors are looking for sickness. They're not looking for balance, they're looking for sickness. And if you ain't sick according to the lab, then you're not sick according to doctors so often. If they can't put their finger on the lab test, it's within normal limits. Yeah, I know, but I got all the symptoms. It walks like a duck and talks like a duck. It's a duck. Thyroid. When in doubt. I used to say that. When in doubt. Thyroid. And I used to teach my staff that work with me. You can ask Jeanette. You can ask Nicole. Symptoms, I want to know them. Write them down. You might think it's inconsequential, but it's something very important to me. It gives me clues. gives me clues that the thyroid is not working properly, folks. Okay? So those are possible. Did I miss any? Muscle cramps. You know what? Again, sometimes why? Because the thyroid's involved in a lot of things that you don't even think of. And if the thyroid slows down, one of the reasons you can get muscle cramps. Now you got to fix the muscle cramps, but remember, there might be something else going on. Okay? So possible symptoms, we talked about them. Look at your hair, look at your eyebrows. I was looking at a lady yesterday. She didn't know I was looking at her. But I noticed two things about her hair. One, thinning out on the top, okay? And a woman, that's never normal, ladies. Never, never, never. Okay, you're 90, maybe then. It's not normal. The Bible says your hair is your glory, ladies. Men, we thin out. No big deal. Somebody asked me, why do men lose their hair? 'Cause we're men. Honest, I used to have lots of hair. But when you're over 50, and a lot earlier for a lot of men, of course, they start to thin out. Don't get, I'm missing something. Nah, you're missing, you're not a woman, you're a man. And I know the line is getting, I'm old-fashioned. But ladies, listen, your hair is your glory, and even your eyebrows are your glory. It's hair. A lot of women, what happened, they get hair in the wrong places. You're hormonal. Those are hormones. When you got hairs on your little chinny chin, that ain't normal. That ain't normal. Your thyroid's involved in that. You're growing hair in the wrong places. Okay? So those are trade secrets that I'm giving you. When in doubt, look to the thyroid. Now remember, those were hidden symptoms. Let's talk about what are the possible causes of that. What can cause your thyroid to slow down, to be sluggish? What is it? Well, there's a lot of things too. I've written down 11 of them. Okay? What possibly can cause your thyroid to slow down? Okay? Food. When you're eating too many PUFAs, you know what PUFAs are? Polyunsaturated fatty acids. Those are your seed oils. That slows your thyroid down. There's two reasons for it. Those are very inflammatory, those foods. They're seed oils. The middle aisles of your grocery store. When you have high PUFAs, here's what they've shown, almost 100% of the time, when you're eating crappy carbs, that's what I call them, you're often not eating enough protein, and protein is king for that little gland there, your thyroid. Ladies, you need protein. And when you insist on eating salad instead of steak, you're not being a friend to your thyroid. Your thyroid needs a lot of things to work properly. Selenium. It's found in the animal kingdom. Even B12 is important for your thyroid to work properly. You need protein. You need to eat red meat. Start your day with bacon. You need protein. Oh, doc, how much protein? Well, I don't care. Just get lots of it. Protein will never hurt you, ever. Oh, I ate too much protein. No. You're not a rabbit. You're not a rabbit. You need protein. It's a big problem with the thyroid. You need to feed it. Feed it properly. And the other thing that happens, when you insist on eating carbohydrates and sugars, you're going to gum up your liver. Your liver is an important organ attached to your thyroid at the hip. You know that expression? Attached at the hip. Your liver needs to be empty. You don't want it full of fat from sugars and the wrong fats. Because that's where T4 is converted to T3. And T3 is what you need for your thyroid to work properly. You need to have an empty liver. This is one of the reasons of the reset. Empty the liver. Protein, protein, protein. Protein is king. And remember, God has given us that in nature. He's given us perfect fat and perfect protein in foods. Eggs, meat, and cheese. Perfect fat, perfect proportions, perfect protein. Perfect. And your thyroid needs that to work properly. You know what happens when you're stressed? So we talked about food. Let's talk about stress. Stress, ladies, increases your hormone called, I'm waiting, cortisol. Yeah, you guys are smart. Cortisol, what it does to the thyroid, it robs your ovaries of progesterone. Did you know that? When your ovaries are robbed of progesterone, what takes off? Estrogen. And estrogen will stop or slow down the conversion of T4 to T3, which you need for your thyroid to work properly. So when you're stressed, and one of the things, okay, just in this equation, which really helps, I mean, there's ashwagandha, and you look at our cortisol formula, but your B vitamin, again, B12, you need to eat that. If you don't eat enough, if you don't absorb enough, you better take it as a sublingual supplement. So you have to be balanced. Cortisol goes high, your progesterone goes low, your estrogen takes off. Women, you're complicated. Men, we don't have that. Stress affects us, but it doesn't affect our thyroid the same way. We're from another planet. If you didn't know that, all you have to do is be married. Ask my wife. Okay? Coming up on 49 years. We're from another planet, men. You ever seen opposites like that? But even the hormones are opposite. The hormones are opposite. Now, what affects estrogen? We've talked about this so many times. Xenoestrogens. Ladies, don't you ever touch soy with a 100-foot pole. Okay? Don't touch it. Don't go near it. That's one of the worst things. We're reading an article this morning that meat prices are going to go up and up and up, and they're going to be, not only that, there's going to be a shortage of it. Oh, I have to take a deep breath. Why is that? Well, I tell you, there's an agenda to get us off meat. If you haven't heard it, I'm telling you, coming to a theater near you. They don't want you to eat meat. And many of you go on our private Facebook group and they go, Doc, I'm so confused. I'm so confused. I go on the internet and it tells me don't eat meat. It's not good for you. Yeah, but they don't know what they're talking about. Don't be confused. It's propaganda. It's indoctrination. They want us to get away from eating meat. The very thing your body needs. All your B vitamins, for heaven's sakes. Oh. But I'm telling you, it's coming, guys. There are going to be shortages. Look at the prices of meat. It's crazy. And all these xenoestrogens, plastics, from the womb to the tomb, plastics. Good luck with leaving the planet. Okay? You ain't getting away from it. All your perfumes, all your sprays and all that, like I said, when I see people spray in those hand sanitizers, my head explodes. Ladies, what are you doing putting that stuff on you? You're putting estrogen. You are feeding cancer. Feeding it. All these young girls, and young people they're as bad as us seniors. They're scared skinny to die from this virus. And don't worry about the virus. It ain't going to affect you, young lady. You be worried about how much estrogen you're putting on your skin. Squirt, and just, I can't handle it. They see virus dead. I see cancer. Cancer. Breast, ovarian, men, prostate. Estrogen makes things grow and it slows your thyroid down. Too much estrogen compared to progesterone. Always compare it to the other one. Pesticides and herbicides, and we're not getting away from that. I wish we could, but we can't. It's almost impossible. Yeah, and if you can afford organic, of course, I'm all for organic. Drugs and meds. Almost every drug has an effect of slowing your thyroid down. Medications. Tylenol. You know what Tylenol does? It gums up your liver. And some lady, they get a headache every day. That's another one I didn't even mention. Hidden symptoms and possible link to the thyroid. Migraines. Lack of cholesterol in the diet. You need cholesterol. Cholesterol is FedEx. Okay, Amazon trucks. Pick your mover. These guys are movers. Cholesterol takes your hormones, ladies, and delivers them. Ooh. Man, I hate being lied to. You have no idea. I think that, I don't know if there's anything that bothers me as much in the world as when someone lies. I can't handle that. What are you lying about? Well, you know what, you don't need cholesterol. Like, cholesterol is the cause of heart disease. And no, it's not. Don't be confused. Inuit, Eskimos, they don't run and have a heart attack. They're not like us and drop dead of heart disease. Polar bears eat them, but they don't die like we die. Because they don't get hardening of the arteries. Because they don't eat the way we eat. They don't live on carbs. As a matter of fact, they hardly ever have a carb. They live on blubber. They live on they don't even they like the organ meat. That's how they get all their vitamin A and vitamin D. They don't get a lot of Viderma, you know. You know, they live. Have you ever been up to the Arctic? I have. I mean, I was there, I'm not kidding you, in March one year. This is a long time ago. I went up to the Arctic. And it was 80 below in March. It was sunny though. But they weren't making Viderma, I can tell you that. But they eat it. all their vitamin A and vitamin D and they get it from food. Cod liver oil, and they eat the fat of everything. And their thyroid works properly. They don't have, the thyroid, by the way, is like a modern day phenomenon. It really is. I mean, it's not that there was never thyroid problems, but not like today. It's an epidemic today, thyroid problems. The sluggish thyroid. They don't have cholesterol. You know how many women, they don't eat cholesterol? Cholesterol is only found, remember, in the animal kingdom. It's not found in vegetables, and it's not found in fruit, and it's not found in plants. I'm sorry. It's not there. It's in the animal kingdom. Therefore, you must eat from the animal kingdom. Hello? You cannot, every day I get someone trying to convince me. Every day. Doc, I'm so confused. My doctor said my cholesterol is high. Well, did you give him a high five? Your cholesterol's high. My doctor even called me to tell me my cholesterol's high. Give him a high five, even over the phone. Good. That's what I was aiming for. I'm so confused. Don't be confused. They got it wrong. They need to repent in sackcloth and ashes. They got it wrong. Your thyroid doesn't work properly without cholesterol because cholesterol delivers your T3 to your thyroid. Here comes the wagon. T3 hitches its wagon to cholesterol. Why would you want to hammer that down? Lack of vitamin D. Remember, you are a human solar panel, and your thyroid is no exception to that. You need vitamin D. By the way, vitamin D is a vitamin, but it's a hormone too. Your body don't work without it. And the more we study it, it ain't just for bones. It's for everything. Oh yeah, I think I hit them all. I think I did. Did you have fun? I had fun today. Okay? Now, ladies, I tease you. I hope you know because I care for you. Okay? I'm a big tease. I came from a family of 11, and you better had a thick skin in my house. You better not had your head puffed up too much at my place when I was a kid, because I had brothers and I had sisters that would cut you down to size in a nanosecond. But I could give it too. Give and take when it comes to teasing. Some people are very sensitive about that, and I've got to remember that, okay? That, yeah, but I'm going to, you know what? Ladies, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you something. My motivation. I will get into your grill and tell you the truth. I will get into your grill and tell you the truth. And I know there's a lot of different voices out there. I know that. I'm going to go in behind the news and I'm going to bring you health news. And I'm not putting my spin on it. I'm putting the truth on it. Anywho. I know I'm preaching to the choir, but for the new folks out, it's just the way I am, guys. I'm going to go after. When I hear nonsense, I'm going to go after it. I have almost zero tolerance for propaganda. Because what it does at the end of the day, it's hurting people, real people. You have no idea how many years I had to change women and say, look, man, salad won't cut it for you, okay? It won't. And, it always bothered them. What? I know, I said, but God gave you a gallbladder. You need to eat meat. Ooh, and eggs and cheese. Okay. Guys, we love you. Okay. I got my workout this morning. Okay. Thyroid. When in doubt, could be sluggish. Okay? When in doubt, it can be sluggish. Okay. Private Facebook group. For the new folks on there, if you're not a member, be a member. We invite you to come into that community. Wonderful. If you tell your friends and family, they can't watch the live, they can get it on a podcast. The Doctor is in podcast. The reset, the diet your doctor won't share with you. Available again. Okay, so we appreciate making that number one on the hit parade books. Isn't that great? Thank you. Okay, we love you. We'll talk to you soon.